unless you were writing on chat. And believe me, sometimes I do not find the chance to read and participate. Somehow it is not a very effective way of communication, I think. So welcome, and let's start with the formality, and let's listen to our national anthem.
أين نسمع هون في حد ريقة؟
السوداني هو
Welcome, greeting to all of you. This is Gasim, and welcome. And again, we are here in one of our discussion club. Today, we're talking about problem solving, and I have to say, inshallah, it will be a very good evening by the presence of you, your ideas, and so on. So, for the newcomers, again, come again, yes. Okay, so as I was saying, for the newcomers, let me just remind you with the rules for this discussion. So you should be speaking in English only. Stay positive in your comments and reflect the bright side of your culture problems when you discuss them. Any use of vulgar language is prohibited, and avoid tribalism, religious dilemma, point of view, and personalization. Be supportive, encouraging, and optimistic. That is all what we need here in this class. So today it is very vital and vigorous topic that we would like to talk about, which is problem solving. And let me start with this introduction about problem solving. And we know everybody can, benefit from having good problems solving skills, as we all encounter problems on daily basis. Some of these problems are obviously more severe or complex than others. It would be powerful to have ability to solve all problems efficiently and in timely fashion, without difficulties. Unfortunately, though, there is no one way which all problems can be solved. So this is the motivation, for me to start to discuss this topic, which is there is always an element of challenge and unknown and unexpected. Things cannot be predicted when we talk about problems and solving them. But still the sets of skills needed to do that one is the same. The way we use them, manipulate them, is the most important thing. It's related to our personal interpersonal skills, as well as also mindset and behavior controllability. So welcome to our class today. Our first question, as usual, comes with, what first comes to mind when you hear the term problem solving? So what do you think, guys? Yes. Anyone to break the ice? Anything to add about this point? Let me put it in another way. What do you think, or what are the ideas that do you have about problem solving? Yes, Halima, you can go on.
First of all, hi, good evening.
Good evening.
When I hear was problem solving, the things that comes on my mind, we do have a lot of problems and we should look for solve for that problems.
Excellent. So that is a good point. At least you will personalize it to think of your own
You
problem
cannot
and the
start
ways.
your video because host has this.
Welcome, Wali. How are you? We can hear you, Wali. And
Okay. Hello.
good. Hello, and we can hear you. Okay. Yes, I am disabling that people would share their videos because of the disturbance, and lots of people they are not familiar with the
Okay.
process, and
Okay.
may somehow an accident could happen, a share of video which is not meant it could happen, and this is why the whole conduct or rules has been set up.
Okay, no problem. Okay, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I do appreciate these things. Really, it's very important for us to improve our language. And I just want to ask you our questions, problem solving. The really problem solving that if you had it is great points is anyone who have to what you have about these things be it will be good for anyone that because any problem must to be have a solving. Don't sleep your mind. I don't think just all this it is the last. Don't you have to try to solve any problem. Don't give up without a fight. That is great things and want to hear about the problem solving because you will be able and to do anything that as you like.
You very much, Wally. And I think if I could paraphrase what he says and summarize briefly, he was talking about the motivation of problem solving, and you always
Yep.
should be
Yep.
staying alert and trying to do your best in that one. Thank you very much for your contribution and participant. Was really great to hear from you. I still the question open for the rest. What first come to mind when you hear the term problem solving? As for our friend Wali, is the motivational that he needs to fight against those problems. Okay.
Thank you.
What about others? Yes, Halima, you can go on.
By other hand, also, every problems in this life should have a solve.
Good. Guys, please, if you are not talking to the class, you need to mute yourself because we still can hear you and we are hearing a side talk. So if you're not talking to us, it's an easy and it is very controllable. You just can, mute yourself and speak with your family and come back again when you are ready. Okay, good. Halima, I think you have been disturbed, and if you would like to continue, go on.
Yeah, I would like to continue actually. So when I hear problem solving, the thing that also comes to my mind, every problem in this life should have a solve in positive way.
Excellent. Go on. Can you explain more example?
Yes. So when we get or facing problem, we should believe that it has a solve.
Excellent. Yes. I do really agree with the point that the first step of solving problem is to believe there is there is a resolution, there is a solution for the problem. If you believe there is no solution for it, then you will never do it. Correct. Very great point. Excellent. Thank you very much, Halima. And that is really out of box thinking. Excellent. Guys, it is still open for you to add. Actually, we used to discuss 10 questions, but we always running out of time. We always leave like 1 or 2 questions. So today I come up in short, just 5 questions, and we will have slow pace in each one of them to answer them. Still the chance open for the others. What could you add?
Hello.
Yes, hello. Go on.
Yeah. Actually, what first come to my mind when I hear the word problem solving is that the process that every one of us using every day and every moment for the problems. The problems is all everywhere. There are problems. Right now we have problems. There are like a real example that you fix the problem related to people who, for example, talk to their families while we are in the meeting. So for me, problem solving is a process, very vital, very like we our mind used to do it every single days, every single moment, which is we diagnose and like diagnose the information around us, and we find that there are an issue. The things is not going smooth due to something. So simply we will try to discover what is this issue and fix it, and then the things go smoothly. So problem solving, yes, is something like this.
Excellent. Yes, putting at the definition that there will be, let us say, undesirable situation need to be changed or alert or manipulated to some extent to have the same outcome, and that is what we should look to the problem. I do like the philosophy. It somehow set me free from the ease of word problem. The horror of the air around it is very ominous and somehow, let us say, picking up lots of pessimistic emotions. Thank you very much, as usual. It is so nice to have you, Khalil, and just not out of the ordinary today. You didn't start with Khalil is here, and I really missed that one.
Yeah, actually, yes. Yes, actually, today there are many changes, especially we have short questions. And then, yeah, for me also, I made a little bit change.
Okay,
on
that
the
is
entrance.
good. I mean, you have shaved or so? No, I'm just
Sorry?
joking. I'm just joking.
Yeah. Is it?
Good. Welcome back, all of you guys. I would like you just to understand here we are all one family, friends, and although I may not know you in person, but it is enough for me to know the ideas. It is enough for me to know the good human side, the very creativity, the outpost thinking. This is very important, and somehow I feel attached to that one. And forgive me if I started to make some, let us say, a very light or a euphemism, joke or expected, fun. And I ask for your forgiveness. And please, let's continue. Else, what do you know? What do you think of when it comes to your mind? What comes to your mind when you hear the word problem solving? Is it tools? Is it, skills, interpersonal skills? Is it the problem itself? Is this the emotion? How do you feel about problem solving? What it is? Speak out your mind. We are glad to hear and discuss. I think that is enough. Seeing that lots of the class is being reticent, I think yes. Again. Wally, you need to mute your microphone. Okay, and let's move to the next question. Says, so I just, you know, I have to, I'm just trying to change colors so, you know, like people would focus now I'm talking about this question. So what are some common steps of problems solving? First of all, do you agree there are common steps of solving a problem?
No?
Hello, yes. Guys, when you start, please start with your name. You can say your name is speaking. For example, for me, I would say, Mr. Qasim is speaking. Then after that, you can just add your point. So welcome, yes, as Zain Mukhtar, I think. Welcome, yes. Go on.
Hello, I'm studying. Yes, wow. I'm studying.
Okay. So it's still the chance is open for the others to add their comment about the second question. Says, what are some common steps of
Can I
problem
share?
solving? Yes, you can go on.
Hello?
Yes, hello, go on.
Can I share?
Yeah, definitely, go on.
I think that the most common step of problem solving.
Hello. So we can't hear you. Maybe the line get disconnected, or maybe the internet connection is not as good.
Now to go يعني the most of this problem and we have to think يعني about how to solve this problem. But يعني the most of people or most not facing their problem.
So, excellent, Mazar. First of all, we heard, let us say, like maybe 10th of your speech due to the lack of the signal, and we couldn't sort it out what you have said. But the last part for me was clear, which is at least we should always face our problem, and we shouldn't have to run away from them. If that the last part, is it correct, Mazar? Yes, Azain, you can go on. Yes. Azain, you have raised your hand, and the chance is yours now. Okay, I will leave it to another one who would like to add to this one.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, this is El Badri. Hello, guys. How's everybody?
Badri, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. It's been ages.
Yeah, I know. I've been away for a little bit.
Okay.
You know, running.
Yeah,
welcome back, Badri.
Thank you, Khalid. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. But actually, we missed you. Missed you a lot.
I know. I miss you too, guys.
Yeah, the message is all ours. Thank you. Go on.
We're speaking about the what was the question again, please?
It's in red. What are some common steps of problem solving?
Oh yeah, first we have to identify the problem first, analyze it. Second,
Hello, everyone.
Then tackle the problem, set up the solution, and we look after that for the result or the outcome of our solution.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And Would you like to add or at least make an example?
Yeah, there is a lot of challenges, such as if you're setting a law or you're setting a new thing for a company or in general. So if people will be faced by that challenge, and in order for them to solve the problem or the challenge that they will be faced with, they have to identify it first and then analyze it. After that, analyze what's the problem, like dissect it basically, and then put it in motion to be solved and solve what they can. And then they look after that to the result. So like what Khalil said earlier about you telling the people to stop, chit-chatting while their mic is open out of the class. Basically, you identify the problem, which is like, hey guys, you need to stop chit-chatting.
But it's still going on, I think. That will be also in the last part, which we have to see the result when it's come to an action.
They did. They stopped because I heard them.
Good, excellent. And still, Zain, I've been muting you, Zain, but you are unmuting yourself, and still you are talking a side talk. Please, Zain, adhere to the class, rule. Unless you would like to participate, then you are eligible to, let us say you are eligible to unmute yourself.
Hello?
Yes, Zain, yes, go on.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Zain.
Hello.
And then what do you think about what are some common steps of problem solving? What do you think? You guys, I really apologize for the inconvenience caused by our friend here, but I need to take action actually. Sorry, Zain, I have to remove you from the class. I feel like you are not taking it a little bit serious. And guys, I'm really sorry for the inconvenience that caused by this example, and let us go on. I think this is the backup plan, don't you think, Mr. Al-Badri?
Yeah, I'm here.
I mean, like removing someone of the class while he is not adhere to the rule.
I agree with that. I really concur, actually.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Halima is raising her hand and she's been waiting. Yes, Halima, go on.
Yes.
Go on.
Actually, by my experience, I do believe that the common step of problem solving is to realize that we do have a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, and we should do things that positively every problem has solved.
Good. Yes, go on. Excellent. Thank you. That is a good contribution. First of all, you have to admit and identify or to understand the problem, and then after that, believe there should be a solution on it. Thank you very much. It's a good contribution. Wali Abdullah is raising his hand. Yes, go on, Wali.
Hello?
Yes, go on. Hello.
Okay, about the second point, we usually face problems in our daily life issues. Some of the problems are minors and others are greater. And I think the first step is that to identify the nature of the problem and see what are the causes behind this problem. The third step is that see all the possible solutions to face it or to deal with the problem. So I think these are the steps we should take to solve our daily problems and issues. Identify the nature of the problem, see the causes, and take steps toward the possible solutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fatih. As usual, bright side of the feminine here, and we have to say it comes from them side as usual with the leadership of taking our classes. I would like to say the class was magnificent first, allow me to say that one. And there is a lot to discuss between me and you if you would like to add about that one. And I really like it. I have to say, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks.
Good. Now I will go to Khalil. Khalil, what do you think?
Okay, about the steps of the problem solving. Actually, the most important step is to identify or define the problem. Mm-hmm. Here is all the issue is here is to define the problem. Sometimes we deal with the problem, sometimes we deal with the symptoms of the problem. So what most important thing here is to define the problem clearly. What exactly your problem? For this, people keep saying that the defined problem is half solved problem. A defined problem is a half solved problem. If you know exactly what your problem, so simply you will apply the solution. But the most of the time that we solve a problem that we are not defined, we sometimes try to solve the symptoms and the problem is still there. So most important thing is to define the problem simply and importantly. Secondly, once you define your problem, then you have to gather information and data about the problem to go deep. So you collect information and analyze this information, and then simply you will come with a solution. You have to select the appropriate and a very suitable solution for this problem, and took all the elements on your considerations, and also you don't need to solve a problem in isolation from the system as whole. You need to solve it within the system. Once you define the problem, gathered information, and analyze this information, then you come back, come out with a solution. Then you come to implement the solution. When you block, or when you take this guy out of the member of this meeting, you actually implement the solution. You come out with the solution. You firstly you in the first time you go with some solution, implement it, not and that solution not work. Now again you make again an analysis, and then you select another solution and implement it. So yes, define your problem, gather information about it, come out with the solution, implement the solution, and review the result. Review the result, so it will be like a circular process, like it will not end, because the problem come all the time. So all the time you have to review the result, and then you will come out with a new thing, then you again implement it, then again maybe the problem come out, then the next time it will be better than the first time. So in simply, yes, this is the steps of the problem solving from my point of view.
Thank you very much. That really much concur what is being mentioned by our friend Badri, saying that identification, diagnosis, and data analysis, and then planning, implementing, and feedback. This is the good combination that could be set as a common factor or common steps of solving any problem. I do really agree, and I will just leave it for the class. Do you agree with what we come up after this brainstorming about this point or this question? If you don't agree, now it is your chance to state your reasons, and somehow you could make a paradigm shift for the whole group thinking.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, hello. We can hear you, Wali. Go on.
Okay, so according to my point of view, that first of all, you have to definition what the meaning of the problem, because the problem, not anything that you can call this the problem. So according to your problem, that to limit your problem, and after that to put money point that, and to avoid anything that can stop you in front of you, and analysis your problem. After that, to start it to solve your problem point with point, because if you even your mind that they know that you have a problem, you can't able to solve any problem. So any problem that you have to make it, it is small things, because the problem can hold you and can, you know, cannot able even to let you to sink into how to solve this problem. The problem is really problem. So because of that, you have to limit it, what your problems, and try to see it with yourself, and to think by your idea and how you can solve this problem, and try to motivate yourself, try to encourage yourself, and even to get what you want. So that cannot be easy. Some of our people, that some of the problem is let them to be crazy and let them to be out of their control. So the problem really and need to forget anything that with the past. So try to focus about the now and try to focus about the future, and that things can lead you to back and to start your life, and can to start to solve your problem. So for example, in our country right now, we have I don't want to talk about the political way, but it is really important to share about these things. And we have the money problem. So any one of these people and come to make and to come with his idea, and he want to beat his idea, he wants our country to be like this, like this. Anyone have idea. If you don't agree with him, he don't want to be with you, he don't want to make a peace. And this is really one of problem also. So the problem that need to forget the past, need to look forward. So, and even that, if you only talk to yourself, and even the problem that depend of yourself, try to forget the past, try to forget some of problem emotionally, some of problem physically, some of problem investment. The money problem, I don't know how to mention all these things problem, but you know what I meaning. So the problem that depend of you, if you this problem only you, and this problem that depend of countries and anything, that try to sit down, try to think all of us about this problem and how you can solve this problem, and forget some of them. And anyone that not only just, you know, what he have, that he just want to be like, you know, now some of political way in our countries need to be democracy, and some of them Almani, and some of them Shia. Anyone have idea how you can solve this problem? How you don't solve? So we always just we go back, we don't solve it. Now we have 2 and 3 years until now, no one solved any problem, and the people
Mr. Wali, I have to restrict you to speak about political issue. It's the club regulation. We are not allowed to talk or discuss political issues.
Okay,
There are political places to do that one. But if I could make visual with this wobbly pace of information, I could just say that the most important that is being mentioned by our friend Wali here says that we should always try to identify the problem zone, and we should not allow the problem to, let us say, to leak or to go to another place. If I could really, you know, paraphrase what he says, as well as also he says it is very important to understand that your problem should not be carried out, and unless they were going to create such a kind of a pessimistic way of dealing with problem, and somehow you'll find yourself always buckled down by all of it. And also, I think he mentioned a good point about the implementation, which was breaking the plan into small pieces so you could be dealing with the small problems better than dealing with more or big problems. I think that is very smart, and really, yes, that helps a lot. It could be a common factor whenever you are solving problem. Thank you very much, Mr. Wali. It was very enriched with ideas. We are glad to hear from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Now I will go to the last, let's go to the next point, and allow me just, guys, to go with this. Again, I have to change the color. So we are here, and our question is, what are some skills needed for problem solving? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello Marwa. How are you today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you, Mr. Gassim?
We are doing very well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I just came recently. I was listening. Yeah. Okay, regarding to the question, there are too many skills actually is need for a person to be able to solve like a problem.
Yes.
I think one of these skills is you have to be a good listener. Because if you don't, if you cannot be able to just sit and listen to that person who is clearly said the problem, then you cannot solve it.
Yes, definitely.
Because any problem, it's take lots of like what we can say, like a division of small problems. So there will be one problem, but at the same time there will be like a small thing is also connected all together. So to solve this problem, actually you need to be a good listener to listen to this problem and solve problem, and to see the main source of it, and then try to apply and implement some solution.
But
At the same time,
you mean by listening is understanding or just listening? Because
to listen and understand at the same time, actually.
Okay.
Both of them, yeah. And like there are also like things coming under this also, like to be patient also. Because some people, like if you will just sit and just start to talk, they are not patient to just listen to you till the end. So that like you can see them that like interrupt you in between, which is something that some people they don't like. Because when I go to a person that I really trust to go and talk to him to solve one of my problem, that's mean I really want you to be patient, to just listen to me carefully and then try to find some solution for that one.
Excellent. And somehow I think I do have a habit of cutting people off during the class, and somehow I do not fell into the criteria of yours. I'm really very sorry for that one. Good. And Anas, what do you think? Yeah, I was just joking, you know. Yes, go on. What do you think, guys? And for Marwa, yes, it was very important for her that listening attentively and understanding, and as well as also, she really mentioned a good point, say that problem is not one solid element. It's a net of sub-problems. So when you are tackling the main one, do not forget about the rest of the net, which is, there is a say that problem doesn't come alone. To some extent, that it's true. It's a good point. Is that you should have a pearl, let's say, or a bird view you should have a bird view of the problem, not just like you're focusing in one place on one problem and you're forgetting what could be, you know, affiliated to this problem or connected to this problem or coming after it or a consequence of it. That all need to be discussed. It's a good point to be mentioned. If you would like to add anything to that one, guys, you are here and the club is yours.
Okay, this is Khalil speaking.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, actually, skills needed for the problem solving, there are many skills. Okay, for example, in the first step, when you come to identify the problem, you have to practice the listening, because now you want to define exactly what your problem. So you need information, you need data, and the only way to gather the data is to listen and to have kind of communication skills. You have to communicate with people to understand. You have to get, for example, research skills, like to search about the information related to the what caused the problem, what the root of the problem, go deep. Also, all this will help you to identify your problem. What is your problem? Then when you come, for example, to the implementation, you have another skills, like to for example, the planning skills, leadership skills, decision-making skills, and the most important also skills about the problem solving is to be positive, so you can see the problem and see the solution. Always when you positive, you can find a solution. If you are pessimistic, then I think you find only the problem. You didn't see the solutions there, so you will not be able to fix it. Also, one of the most important skills is to be proactive. When you are proactive in that skills, if you are proactive, then you go and solve the problem just when it starts. The problem with the problem that when you let the problem, it will become bigger and bigger and become chronic. So if, for example, if you have just, for example, a small injury in your body and you neglect it, you not become a proactive and fix it immediately, then it will go bigger, it be toxic.
Definitely, yes.
Then
the result will be catastrophic.
Toxicate you, and you can die just for the small. Yes, exactly. So you need to be to take the action and to be proactive. So yes, that in short, some skills needed.
Excellent. As usual, very neat, and as usual, very creative, seeing it from the point of the steps of solving the problem. Each steps need allocated set of skills. So for the analytical step, so you need to be a good listener, a good information gatherer, and that is truly, it's amazing what you've mentioned. Till to come to implementation, you need patience. I think, just I would like to add for the implementation point, you need patience and the ability to carry out and also to inspire or motivate people. Somehow it has also been mentioned, I think, by you when you say the ability to motivate. Thank you very much as usual. And we still, I'm sure, guys, although you are keeping reticent, but I can't think with the surprise when you speak, you would just give such magnificent ideas like what has been mentioned by our two friends here, Marwa and Khalil. So I feel like I really, lose the potentiality of lots of amazing ideas. So please feel free and participate.
I just want to set one example, Mr. Gassim, if you will allow me.
Definitely.
Like for me, I study psychology. Okay. Like when we came for the problem of the people that they sit with psychologists or socialists, it's actually like different. For example, one patient will come with like depression. Okay. When he will sit with the psychiatric or he will sit with socialist, okay, the socialist actually he can never give any kind of solution in 1 or 2 sessions. This one it would be through too many sessions, and this one it would be like mentioned by him or her. Like for example, I will sit with you with 8 sessions, then you will set clearly whatever you have in your mind, and you will tell me what you are facing exactly. And then after that, the socialist or the psychiatric will start to analyze all the things that he already mentioned, and then he will put some solution for that problem. So there are problems in life, actually it's take long to be solved. It's not that easy.
Yeah, truly. Although the example was, about psychology, I have to say it was very beneficial from my side, because I always feel like zero knowledge about this kind of things. And guys, also this brought up, an idea, which is I would like to do what we call it like presentation day, which will be a monthly, or either 1 month we'll have a debate for sure, and another month we'll have a presentation day, like what we do in TEDx. You see, because I have the idea to start with, our own TEDx. In that case, I'm going to give you, the chance to do a presentation about things that you are professional with, or things that you have experienced in a very different way. So I think somehow we will need, to listen a little bit about your, ideas from the side of psychology one day. So I think you might need to go and hit the ball, as I say, to draw toy table to prepare some good ideas about this one. It's just an idea. If we all agree to it, then we can implement it. For me, I feel it's beneficial.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea, because if we are from different domains, then we can just get used to each other and just get benefit from the different specialists here. That's
Thank
better.
you very much. I will go to Osama Mohammed. Welcome, Osama. Osama raising his hand. Yes.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Osama.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, go on, Osama. Osama, what do you think? What are some skills needed for problem solving? Osama, your voice is a little bit far, and I let us say it is weak. I can't hear you very well. Can you hear him, guys?
Hello.
Voice is very far.
Osama, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, hello, Osama. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go on.
Yeah, I think one of the major skills is that you have to be flexible while thinking of the problem. Look in every side, you don't have to be like thinking of one side of the problem. You have to think out of the box sometimes. You have to come up with new solutions. Let's say if the problem is like unsolvable, you have to, maybe sometimes you have to like look for another solution. Or
Osama, can you just make the microphone closer, because your voice come a little bit so far. If you are using a headset, I advise you to take it off and just use the phone directly, because
okay.
yes, we're really putting much and effort
Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear me now?
Now it works. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, as I said, when thinking about the problems, you need to be flexible. Okay, you need to be flexible, and that's mean you don't have to think like of this problem from just one side. You need to look for a solution like from every side of the problem. You have to think out of the box sometimes. Yeah, you have to come up with new solutions if it's unsolvable, or sometimes you can ask someone else to help you by doing so. But the most important thing is to be flexible, and also you need to be like have a good control over yourself. That's mean you have to control over your emotions and thoughts. And like the most important thing is to be like very calm and very patient, because maybe solving a problem is sometimes taking a long time or something like that. And that's all.
Thank you very much. That was really magnificent, Usama. And why you just kept silent all the way, and you just keeping all these bright and good ideas for yourself. This is the place to share. I'm really amazed by all of it. It's a good point to be mentioned, flexibility as well as also out-box thinking, out-box thinking. Thank you very much. That makes difference. Thank you very much. And let's continue, guys. I think we had discussed, like we had enough with this one, I think. Or what do you think? For me, like, I think we can move to another one. To another,
hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, I agree with everything that's being said, except like I was just wanted to add one point, which is avoiding the experience trap.
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Thank you so much.
No, you need to explain it. I get it, but
meaning of okay. I thought you guys got what I'm trying to say.
No,
but anyways, what I'm trying to say here is just when you solve the problem, don't take experience of others or experience that you have had in the past and implement it in the solution or shove it there, because sometimes you will get trapped into that solution and you will be looping around in the same idea without solving your problem.
Yes, excellent, yes. You know, what is really so hard about the experience trap is you don't know where it's coming from. The thing is, it could come from the past as negative way. It could come as a positive way. Negative way, you could feel like, I had a bad experience, and then, this is not going to happen again. This is not going to work. I do not have the ability to solve it up. That is a trap of negativity. Trap of positivity, for example, you tackle a problem with a certain way and it worked there, and then you think the second problem will be also solved in the same way. Correct? Then you just copy the thing that you implement there and you try to do it here. And at the end, you end up with a fiasco, which I mean a total failure. And somehow you will come back to the second loop, which is you have a negative impact about the experience of the first one and the second one. So this one doesn't work. I think, as it is being mentioned by Mr. Osama and Mr. Khalil there, and also by Marwa, that the element of being, out-box thinker and somehow creative will always make difference. And positivity, it's a combination. Thank you very much, Khalil, as usual. It is very laconic, but it is always hit to the point. And for others, I think Mazar is raising her hand. Yes, Mazar, go on.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Also, the new generation, they have ability to solve their problem, like brainstorm. Yeah, nowadays they make something which is called brainstorm to solve the problem. They use their brain, not the muscles, because this is يعني be more wisdom يعني than anything. So we find that our prophet say in يعني in hadith sharif, be patient in angry. So because the problem of course usually case angry, so we have to use our brain and يعني to sit and thinking of the problem and solve it.
Thank you very much, Madar. That was really the most important of this is mentioning that, which I don't know, we totally forgot about it, which is the negative feeling that might be generated when you're facing a problem, and somehow to link it to the new generation, which is we always accuse them with being impatient. I think that makes a good combination, which is being patient as well as also doing brainstorming could be one of the most important thing that could develop the new generation. Thank you very much. I will go to Wali. Wali, you are raising your hand. Yes, what do you think, Wali? Hello? Wali, can you hear me? I think Wali can't hear me, or maybe Wali, we can't hear you. And for the others, and you know, I still have lots of listeners here. I don't want to go by name, but please participate with us. Share your information. And I have to say this as usual. There is nothing wrong with broken English. English is not our main, it is not our mother tongue. So don't worry about making mistakes, not at all. Learning a language is just like a driving, you know, or learning driving, or learning, let us say, riding a bicycle. Both of them. So you need to make mistakes in order to learn. The most important is, how would you understand the mistakes that you make? How would you react upon them? And how would you feel about them? I think that is the most important. And if you are facing a problem which is like, I feel like I can't speak in public, then today the topic is also about, problem solving. And I think you need to apply the ideas that have been mentioned by our intelligent friends here. I hope that will motivate you. At least one of you would say something. Maybe, I think, yes.
I'm sorry, your voice is coming like cutting to me. I couldn't hear you properly, Mr. Qasim.
Guys, do you also experience problem with my voice? Hello? I think maybe...
Actually, no. Your voice is clear. Your voice clear. It's just maybe with Marwa internet or something.
Connection. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, alhamdulillah, to some extent, and we feel a little bit sorry for that one. But my point, I was trying to motivate the others here. I'm telling them, like, it is not important that, to think of the judgment on your language pronunciation or language grammar. It's not important at all. The most important is to speak clear so we can understand you. And this is what we need the English for, isn't it?
Yeah, correct, exactly. Like, speaking here is just you have to speak, and if we can understand you, that is all we want. Because here there's no anything about judging grammar or something like that. It's not about it's not about grammar. So they can say anything. Actually, I'm not seeing here the participants how many, but all of you, I know them already. They participate.
Yes. Yeah, I always, I still feel like my club is just like, it's if it is bigger, it will be a hexagon club, which means like I have 6 people that are participating. Okay, good. I think it seems like my plan for motivating them is not working properly, and I do need a change of a
Hello?
plan. Yes, go on.
Hello?
Yes, hello, Wally. Yeah.
Okay, for generation to develop their abilities to solve the problems, so that generation must to focus on about the education and take advice for anyone that who is adults for them and educations, if focus about the education that can go on to help them to solve any problem without any suffer. I think this is enough.
Thank you very much, Wally. Yes, that is really magnificent. Mentioning that new generation, they have to sit tight and, or they have to keep on learning, and education makes, better future for them. It's a good point. Thank you very much, Wally. But you don't need to feel, buckling yourself, Wally. It's okay. We all, it's a new club, the new philosophy for you, maybe the new regulation. I hope my earlier notification didn't make any kind of negativity. It's okay. You don't need to
Okay.
cut up your speech. You just have to speak your mind, and it is simple. This is how life goes. If you go into the gentle, for example, if you go into the ladies' toilet, and you will just discover that is wrong. It's hard, I know, sometimes, but still, that is something normal for me. I believe like, okay, that happens everywhere. Everyone does such a thing like that. And I think here also, although we could just go with what we have said, never let the past affect you. So whenever you want to speak, just speak it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for motivate.
And yes, I think someone was trying to speak, but somehow I can't find him here. The name was at that time Rua something, and no, it is not here. I'm still okay. Yes. Anything to add, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
I completely
go
agree
on.
with what have been said. But I think when I recognize the problem, I should start immediately doing things toward it. Delaying or taking later steps make the problem, I think, more complicated and difficult to solve. For this generation, I think sometimes the problem is within us, okay? We need, for example, if you face any problem with your study, try to break down the problem into smaller pieces. For example, checking or consult experts. Sometimes we need help. We should seek those who have a knowledge, I think, in this field, for example. And sometimes I myself can do it, just have the right amount of information, doing my research and start the steps in taking the solutions and apply them.
Yes. Excellent here. And just one point I would like to argue. I know you will have a good explanation about it. We should always go to consult. Come again?
Yes, go on.
Yes. The point of we should consult someone with knowledge. I believe it is better to consult. I mean, let me ask you the question. Is it better to consult someone with knowledge or someone with experience?
Yeah, of course. For example, if you are trying to start a business and you failed, there are people who are, for example, have a good experience and they are successful in this field, you can consult them. According to their background, they can help.
To some extent, because I would like to ask also other questions.
Of course, that's what I have been said. You start yourself. We all agree that define the problem, the causes, and see what you can do towards it. If you can solve it yourself, it's okay. If the solution require another person, you seek for help, it's okay.
Excellent, thank you.
There are also sometimes workshops, trainings, okay, you can take them. You can learn in a specific field about how to deal with such things.
Thank you very much. I think she mentioned a good proper training, and seeking out help also could be a good way to develop your ability to be a problem solver. Yes, others, what do you think?
Okay, I have point of view here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's very important if you have a problem to pick up or to choose someone that is really expert on your problem. Meaning that it's different that when you just sit with someone that you really know exactly what you will talk about, and you just sit with people that you just talking with them about the problem and they will give you point of views. Because setting like points of views, it's different than giving solution. For example, like someone has a problem in the house, will sit with his friend. Okay, he will say this like problem clearly for his friend, and then he will try to find out like the point of view or maybe the solution. But what they will do here, actually, they will give him point of view only because maybe they don't have that like an idea of solving this type of problem. You understand me?
I do understand, and I have to say, people they have what I call like they are ready to give solution, although they don't have any solution.
Exactly.
If you try to ask like, hey, I have a problem, can you just, I would like to consult you, and you could ask him about the problem, he never heard of it, and I'm sure he will come up with a very good plan for that one.
Exactly.
I have seen lots of social
Whatever is
experiments.
come to his mind, but that doesn't mean that it will really work with me. This is the issue here. This is the issue here. And some people actually they are like, you know, they like this listen on a blind. They don't even think. Like they are okay. I already asked some friends, and then they told me that to do this and do this, and then I will do it.
Because they are telling you what resonates with you, basically.
Exactly. So the main point here is that you need to just pick up someone that is really expert, so that he can solve the problem that you already have. Because it's not easy to just mention like main problems to everyone.
It's a good point to be raised, and I would like somehow to attach it to Khalil philosophy when he said that there are steps. If you would like to classify the steps, Khalil, which one, this kind of problem, when you come with people, they just listen and apply, and which step is it will be with the analytic, or which will be with the analysis step, or it will be with implementation step? Which one could it be? And could you add something about that one?
Actually, I guess this will be on the first step when you start identifying the problem. Then yeah, in that point, you have to listen, you have to ask, to make your problem clear. So yes, in this here, maybe you will ask the others, and then you will get what you get from them. And then your skills here will be like, you don't need to take whatever people tell you, because you have skills related to how to search the information, how to go to and get the accurate one.
Excellent.
And yes,
go on.
Yeah,
No,
actually, the idea I want to add it here in this question, which is for me very important, like what make the new generation develop their abilities to solve the problem. And because solving problem is a decision making skills, or decision making skills. So for me, the new generation also only need to be to put them in action. to put to give to be in charge, to take the responsibility. The only way to learn how to solve the problem is to be the one who is responsible for the solving the problem. You will learn by being the one who is responsible to solve the problem. Then simply you will fail in the first one, in the second, and you will get experience. You will know the life. Then you will develop your ability to solve the problem. So simply, the new generation need to take the lead. We need to empower them, to give them the power, authority to be a decision maker. Simply by solving their problems, as long as you solve your problem, as long as you get experience, as long as your ability developed and developed. So yes, because I see that for example in families, etc., they like how they raise their children. They for example tell the guy his age is 20, but their family is still dealing with him as a kid.
Yeah.
And like they do everything for him, like abilities at all, because he will be depend on the others. So the most important thing here, to be empowered, to be in charge, to take the lead, then their abilities will be developed as a new generation.
Excellent. I think that is really very important. Empowering and putting the new generation into a seat of leadership or responsibility is one of the things that will offer them great chances to grow. Excellent. I cannot add more, or I cannot agree more with this one. Al-Badri, I would like to listen to your opinion about this one.
Yeah, I agree with completely with Khalil, because sometimes, you know, it's better to give somebody a rod to fish by themselves rather than like totally, completely take them over and give them your own experience. They have to be empowered. They have to be like basically what we do, or what I do, we should be as just guidance. If you see him divert from, like, for the new generation, divert from the right path, you just tell him like, hey, get back in track. Basically, after that, then he has to solve his own problems. Unless a problem, if you see the solution that's gonna put them in danger, or it's gonna put them in like the wrong path, then you just tell them like, hey, I suggest this. I think this is the right way you could approach this problem, not solving the whole problem for them. And this is what we're supposed to do for the new generation, or our generation. Like, because when I say the new generation, I don't talk about myself. I'm talking about our kids and the little ones that's growing, and they will face the future. Going back to what's her name? I don't know. I think Marwa or Fathia. She's saying something about like talking to your friends. I think like consulting a friend. This is just a side talk. Consulting a friend is not the same as consulting an expert, because consulting a friend or a family member, usually they know your problems, and they will tell you what you want to hear, basically.
Or what you don't want to hear in another way.
Not what they want to hear.
Yes, you know, they will tell you what you want to hear, or what you don't want to hear.
Because exactly.
Yeah.
So a consultant or an outsider basically will put the problem in front of them, and they will give you the right solution, basically what they think is the right in their point of view.
Yes, you know, I do believe with the idea that consulting a friend or family always comes with black and white.
Correct.
I mean, they don't see the whole picture. If they just preset their mind that you are not a high achiever, they will always blame you for being not a high achiever. And they will not think of the problem. They will think of what they feel about you. I have seen family argue, you know, lots of family argument comes out of this emotion. Not, you know, they have a problem, they are argue about you are and you are. So you are is judgment. Now we are talking about the problem. It's not
Exactly.
the
They forget the whole problem completely.
Yeah, because solving the problem here, it will be emotionally more than wisely. This is the thing. Yeah, this is the thing. So the main issue here is you need to pick up someone that is really like he has like maybe a little bit far from you. Okay, so that he can just understand you well. Because
you mean
if you
a
will,
biased one.
yeah, exactly. If you will talk to someone near to you, he will take it emotionally more than wisely. That's it.
Excellent.
Okay, I actually want to add also some point of view in the new generation development. Okay, I think nowadays education actually is reflecting like a good techniques in developing this issue for the student. Because now in education, if you will see like the techniques that they're using, it's based on the communication more.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, so the techniques of brainstorming, the critical thinking, these two actually it's very good in developing development the criteria of making the student giving ideas. It's make them also like to be a critical thinker about any problem that is given to them, try to analyze it and just try to also set some of solution and implement it.
Definitely, it is true. Yeah.
And one another point also, it's good if you will engage them in the problem. If you will engage them in the problem from the beginning, they will learn that whatever you will give them, then they can give their ideas so that they can just share their ideas with them, with you.
It is true. Also.
Yeah, exactly. So engaging them from the beginning is very important because they will learn how to just share and be cooperative, give their ideas, give solution to any problems that is already there.
Yeah, I have seen that. You know, it's because, you know, when it comes to education, one of the most important criteria is the classroom engagement of the student, as well as also there is also called the classroom acumen level. To which level can you take your student to that one? Which is somehow involved in brainstorming, an activity, teaming up, and solving the problem, and the differentiation of the level, and seeing each one where the place that he's going to fit, and just put in the right place or so. There is a lot to be there, but that only in school, you see. What about home and
I know
house?
it's only in school and it's just academic, but at the same time, this one also it can be applied outside.
Definitely, yes. I think that is a good point to try to implement it in home. Running out of time as usual, I would like also to move to the next one, which is say that some problem cannot be solved in certain circumstances. What do you advise to handle it?
It's true. It's true that not all the circumstances can be suitable for solving problems.
And in this case, how do you handle the problem?
For example, if someone come to me, okay, and he just want to discuss something, and at that time actually I'm not in a mood to listen. So what what I will say here, I cannot like just cooperate now because I'm not in a mood to just listen. And if you need my solution, then it will not be effectively here. So what I will do is I will just tell him, just like give me some time. Let me just be ready to just sit with you and be clearly. I will just clear my mind so that I can just listen and cooperate with you perfectly. Because now in the moment, I cannot share any ideas with you. It's better like just to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, in that, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
because like anyhow, if you sit with him and your mind is not there with him, then you are wasting your time, you're wasting his time.
Yeah, Hussein Al-Haj, there is one of the issues that your microphone is not activated or not enabled. Hussein Al-Haj, look at the screen, at the bottom of the screen, at the left bottom. There is an icon. You need to click on it. Maybe dial via internet. I think it will be that one. If that is not the case, then you need to go deliberately. I mean, you have to go to the setting of Zoom, and you have to allow Zoom to use the microphone of your phone. But if you are using a computer, then maybe the software of or the driver of the microphone, maybe it could have problems, so you need to solve that. That from my side, this is the cooperation that I can give. More than this, I hope I can help you more and more. Yes, guys, what do you think about the last question? And says some problem cannot be solved in certain circumstances. What do you advise to handle it? And Wisal, what Mahmoud, Maha Hassan, Musab Abdin, and all of these listeners, and Muhammad Al Amri, if you have anything to say, we are really eagerly waiting for you, and we'll be very glad to listen from you. Sorry, I mean to hear from you. Since they have kept reticent, I think, yes, others, what do you think about this one? Mainly, I think time is already off. I wish I could continue more with you. Thank you very much, guys. It has been a month, I think. We have done more than 1 month, I think. And that is really great growing. And you've been here and you've been supportive as usual. Thank you very much. And if you would like to add anything to close this session, you are welcome.
Just to answer your last question in one word, acceptance.
Definitely, yes.
Yes, actually, if you have a problem that cannot be solved at all, then you have to deal with it. You have to accept it and to find way to control the outcomes.
Yes, contamination. Yeah, I believe in contamination. Like now we deal with the circumstances, which is coronavirus was one of the epidemic, outbreak, that shaped the world. The problem was very severe and hard. So all what we could think of is contamination. During the circumstances there was no vaccination for it. People even didn't understand at the beginning, how does it work, So that was the stage at that time. I think it is really true. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here, for listening to us, for participating with us. And I hope to see you in next classes.
Thank
bye
you.
Bye. See you there.
Bye. Take care.
Okay, thank you.
قفلته؟
مش عارفة تفتح والله شربت.
Hello. السلام عليكم. Finish.